What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now, is your goal for 2021 to get absolutely huge, mate? Yeah, I know it is. That's what my goal is. So for today's video, I'm going to teach you how to do that, mate. How to bulk, how to gain lots of muscle, gain weight, put on some quality size, and basically just how to turn yourself from being skinny, not much muscle, to looking like The Rock, a gorilla, an absolute just unit, mate, the Hulk. So yeah, I'll start off just by showing you guys my kind of transformation, because I'm someone who has always been really skinny, had pretty much no muscle mass. So this is what I look like when I had no muscle at all, just really skinny, and this is what I'm currently looking like now. Really happy with it. Don't think I'm looking too bad, if I do say so myself. And yeah, I'm gonna literally cover everything that you need to know about bulking, so after this you should just be able to go away and start absolutely smashing it for 2021. What I'll do for this video as well is put the timestamps below of kind of the different topics that I'm talking about with regards to bulking, because you might know some stuff, you might not know others, and certain things might apply to you and other things might not. Yeah, feel free to check that out in the description and kind of go to where kind of you need help with, I guess. And I really appreciate it. Find this useful, like the video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. So first things first, what is bulking? All bulking is eating consistently in a calorie surplus in order to build more muscle. But what is a calorie surplus? So a calorie surplus is eating above your maintenance calories. Your maintenance calories are the amount of calories that you need to eat to maintain your current body weight. And if you eat over that, you'll gain weight. If you eat under that, you'll start to lose weight. You'll be in a calorie deficit. So first things first, we need to find out how many calories we need to be eating to bulk. And to do that, we need to find out what our maintenance calories are, so then we can add a certain amount of calories onto that number. So I will quickly show you guys how to figure out what your maintenance calories are. So if you go on Google and type in calorie calculator, it will come up with lots of different ones. I just use the first one, caloriecalculator.net, input some information, and it will give you a kind of average of your maintenance calories and estimate. So age, I'll kind of do it and show you guys the process. So age, 23, I am a male, I'm 5'10", which is about 178 centimeters. I'm currently weighing around 80 kgs. And then you want one that includes exercise as well. So I'd say I'm probably doing, where are we? Moderate exercise 4 to 5 times a week at the moment. Yeah, I'd say that's about right for me. And then literally that's it, just click calculate, and there you go. Maintenance, 2,641. So is this number 2,641 calories my actual maintenance calories? No. So I'll give you an example of what you should do to figure out them exactly, and just to make it easier, I'll say my maintenance is 2,600 calories. So if the calorie calculator came out, said my maintenance was 2,600 calories, what I'd do is eat 2,600 calories for a week and see what happened. So I've eaten 2,600 calories for a week. There are 3 possible outcomes. Either my weight hasn't changed at all, and that's great. Easiest one means that my maintenance calories are 2,600 and I can just keep that sorted. However, if you've gained weight in that week, that means that your maintenance calories were too high and not 2,600. So what I'd do if that happened is, for the next week of eating, I'd eat 2,500 calories, and then hopefully at the end of that week, that would be my maintenance. You only want to reduce it by kind of 100, 200 each way at the very most, because it's only going to be small amounts most likely within that range that it comes out with. And then the same goes for if you've eaten at 2,600 calories and I've actually lost weight. That means I'm in a calorie deficit and it's kind of underestimated my maintenance calories. So what I'd do is maybe the next week bump my calories up to 2,700. Say I did that for a week and then I didn't lose or gain weight, then 2,700 would be my maintenance calories. So all you need to do is just play around with it a little bit, eat at what number the calorie calculator gives you, and then based on whether you're losing or gaining weight, just change them by 100 or 200, and it's just kind of trial and error, and over the course of a couple of weeks you will get what your maintenance calories are. I hope I explained that okay and that made sense to you guys. So what you need to do once you've got your maintenance calories is get yourself in the calorie surplus. But how many calories do you need to eat in a calorie surplus to kind of be bulking, put on muscle mass. So what I recommend is being in a 200 to 500 calorie surplus, and that is the optimal amount to build kind of quality muscle mass without putting on any excess fat. You might be thinking, Ben, how does a calorie surplus actually build me more muscle? It does, because when you're in a calorie surplus, you're eating more food, which gives you more energy, and when you have more energy, you're feeling better, you're in that calorie surplus, you're gonna perform better in the gym, push yourself, you're gonna be gaining weight. So all that combined is just going to lead to you putting on more muscle and getting bigger. But you might be asking, Ben, why can't I just eat in 1,000 calorie surplus, eat 3,600 calories a day? You could, but what people don't realise is just eating exponential amounts of food doesn't lead to exponential amounts of muscle gain. Like, it just gets to a point where your body can only build so much muscle naturally. Like, you see bodybuilders eating insane amounts of food and you're like, oh yeah, they're eating loads, I've got to eat 6,000 calories a day. Yeah, but they're huge, so they need way more calories, and they're taking lots of anabolic steroids, which again means they can eat lots more food, have this extra muscle mass and stuff like that. So if you're eating in over a 500 calorie surplus, the amount of kind of extra muscle gain is just going to be so minimal, and you're just going to end up putting lots of excess fat, which is just going to be unhealthy, going to make you feel more sluggish most likely. And yeah, it's just not going to be good, and it means that when you eventually come down to cut to show off all the muscle you've gained in your bulk, it's just going to take a lot longer because you've put on all this excess body fat. And also, when you have excess body fat, you don't feel good, you know what I mean? You still kind of want to be a bit lean. Well, I do personally anyway. I don't like when I get really fat, because just kind of a confidence thing, having my top off, I always like to kind of, yeah, try and stay as lean as possible when bulking. The only people that I'd say it's necessary going over a 500 calorie surplus is for people that are kind of strong men, want to just focus on strength. If you don't care about aesthetics, then obviously being heavier, having a bigger weight, you know, just, yeah, by all means go over that amount. But other than that, not necessary for everyone else. So, as an example, we said that my maintenance calories are 2,600. So what I could do is eat between 200 to 500 calories above that. So basically between 2,800 to 3,100 calories would be my calorie surplus. And with regards to how many you want to eat, that's up to personal preference. So if you're eating a 200 to 300 calorie surplus, that's going to mean that you put on less body fat because you're in a smaller calorie surplus. You know, you'll stay a bit leaner when you're doing it. If you're eating a 500 calorie surplus, 400 to 500, so 3,000, 3,100 calories, you put a little bit more body fat, but you might put on bit more muscle. And if you want to gain a bit more strength and stuff on your compound lifts, maybe getting that 500 calorie surplus. So it's just kind of up to you and personal preference really, and kind of, yeah, how happy you are with kind of the body fat that you want, to be honest. So if there is a point when you're bulking and you put on too much body fat, you're not happy with it, then just reduce your calories by 100 or 200. That's all you have to do if you ever get to a point where you think that you're getting too fat. So that's just down to personal preference really. For me, I'll probably average around in a 300 calorie surplus, so then some days I'll probably eat around in a 500, maybe 600 calorie surplus, you know, if I'm having more of a cheat day, enjoying myself a bit. It's worth noting as well that as you're bulking over time, your maintenance calories will increase, so you'll have to slowly increase the amount of calories that you're eating, because as you're gaining weight, your maintenance calories will increase because you're going to need more calories to maintain your body weight as you got a higher body weight. So for example, maintenance calories 2,600. I'm bulking for a few months, you know, I've gained some weight, I've gone from 80 kg to 85 kg hypothetically, so my maintenance calories has increased. So let's say I've hit a plateau in my weight gain, I've stopped gaining weight, I'm not gaining anything more. That's probably because my maintenance calories has increased, so they might be 2,800 calories now that I need to maintain my body weight. Let's say I was eating 2,900 calorie surplus and my maintenance calories has increased to 2,800 now because of my increased body weight, and I've stopped really seeing any progress. That's why. So that means I need to increase my calories up to maybe 3,100, 3,200. So if you ever do stop seeing kind of an increase in your weight and you're wanting to get bigger, then it's probably because your maintenance calories have increased, so you need to just increase your calories more. So if you ever are not gaining weight and you think you're eating the right amount of calories, it probably means that you're either kind of not tracking your calories right and you're not eating enough food, or that your maintenance calories are wrong or they've increased, so you actually need to be eating more food. So I always get asked this, I bet I'm not gaining weight, I'm eating lots of food. If you're not gaining weight, you're not getting bigger. I'm sorry, but all you have to do is just eat more food. That's literally it. You need to eat more food. Also, a good kind of thing to aim for in terms of how much weight should you be gaining. A pound a week is kind of really good progress. That's kind of what I aim for. Obviously, weight gain, weight loss isn't linear. You're gonna have fluctuations, but if you aim to put on around a pound a week, that's really good progress. The other thing I wanted to talk about was lean bulking versus dirty bulking and what I think about the two. So what are they? Firstly, lean bulking is basically still eating mostly healthy foods and being in a small calorie surplus. Like I've said, 200 to 300, I'd say pushing up to 500 is still classed as kind of lean bulking, and that's it. Whereas dirty bulking is eating whatever food you want, you know, more unhealthy food, calorie surplus, just whatever, and just basically eating everything in sight to get as big as possible. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, lean bulking is a lot better for you. That is the way to go. However, I won't lie, I think like most people, to be honest, especially when you're skinny, I did a dirty bulk phase where I just ate whatever and was like, I didn't know about kind of lean bulking and fitness that much. I was like, I'm just gonna go to the gym, eat lots of food, mate. And I'd be lying if I said dirty bulking doesn't work, because you're in that calorie surplus, you're eating lots of food, so you're going to get bigger. It might not be the most healthiest, but you know, if you're only doing it for 6 months a year, it's not going to kill you. So you can dirty bulk if you want, but it's not what I'd recommend. And if you are going to you know, do it, I think a lot of people, you do it once when you're like skinny, you put on, finally get a bit bigger, and then you just stick to that lean bulk once you've got bigger. But I'd recommend, you don't need to do that to get big, but I'd recommend just going on that lean bulk from the start. It's going to mean that you're healthier, you feel better, you're going to put on quality lean muscle tissue, you're not going to have to worry about gaining excess body fat. So yeah, it's the way to go, lean bulking. And yeah, as I was saying about lean bulking, it's still all getting most of your food from healthy, clean food sources. So you know, your lean protein sources like chicken, eggs, fish, beef, you know, all that good stuff. Healthy carb sources like oats, potatoes, sweet potatoes, you know, your rice, pasta, things like that. Then getting lots of fruit and veg in your diet. Fruit and veg is key, mate, honestly. You need all your vitamins, minerals and everything, and that is what is going to be optimal for muscle growth. But because you're in a calorie surplus, you can kind of treat yourself to more cheat meals, have more unhealthy foods more often, because you know, life's about balance, mate. You don't want to, obviously you're restricting the unhealthy foods that you're having when you're trying to lose weight. So when you're trying to gain weight, you know, you may as well treat yourself, have more unhealthy foods incorporated into your diet. It's all about balance. I normally take a 80-20 to 70-30% approach. So more when I'm bulking, to be honest, probably more of a 70-30%, so 70%, you know, healthy solid foods, 30% more just unhealthy foods to play around with, have some fun with and enjoy. I just wanted to quickly talk about when you should bulk as well, how long you should bulk for, because I get asked this a lot. So most people when they start the gym should be bulking if your goal is to put on muscle, not just kind of lose fat. So if you're skinny, obviously you want to be in that calorie surplus bulking. If you're skinny fat, I'd still recommend being in a calorie surplus bulking, because it's not the case that you're fat, it's just the case that you have low muscle mass compared to kind of body fat. So when you start bulking just in a small calorie surplus, maybe start off 200 to 300 calories, your whole body composition is going to change. So you're going to end up putting on lots of muscle, and it's not going to seem like you're going to be fat, you're just going to end up looking like kind of hench. The only time I'd say that you need to go in a calorie deficit before bulking is if you are like kind of genuinely overweight. And what I'd recommend is getting in a calorie deficit, getting down to a weight that you're happy with, and then slowly increase your calories into bulking calories. For most people, I'd just recommend getting straight into that bulk, especially if you're young, teenager, when you're growing. Just use that time to get huge. You don't need to be going into a calorie deficit, really. You want to be bulking, because way too many people, they want to get into a calorie deficit, get shredded abs like they see on social media, but the thing is they built no muscle mass. So when you shred down, you're just going to look skinny, you're not going to look good. That's just like the honest truth. You want to spend, I'd say, like at least 2 years just bulking, mate, just trying to get huge, because you want to put on quality muscle so that when you shred down, because it's you've got your whole life to build muscle, it's going to take a long time. So when you shred down, you're going to look sick, you're going to have all the muscles, you're going to look really good. But most people, I just want to get in a calorie deficit, you know, get shredded muscles. Honestly, you're not going to look good. Like when you shred down and you've not been building muscle for long, you're just going to look really like skinny and have a little bit of definition. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just not going to be ideal. So you want to be bulking for like a solid, I'd say like at least 2 years when you first start working out. You can go on a little mini cut for summer, but you want to spend the majority of the year bulking, trying to put on some size. So for example, for me now, my plan is to just really focus on bulking and trying to get as big as I can naturally for this year, 2021, and up until 2022. Like, I want to get shredded as possible 2022 summer. So a year and a half, just put that in perspective, like, it takes a long time to build muscle naturally, so I'm looking at bulking for a year and a half solidly. I might go on like an 8-week mini cut just to kind of get the abs for summer, depending on kind of if summer's still even a thing. 2021, we will see, hopefully it is. And then when you're bulking, all the other same principles of kind of training apply that I've talked about many times before. So you want to be eating that 1 gram protein per pound of body weight, as that is the key to muscle growth. You break down your muscles in the gym, tear them apart, then you need to recover and rebuild them, which is what the amino acids in protein do. So you need to get that 1 gram protein per pound of body weight in each day when you're bulking. That is key. And then, you know, with regards to your training, make sure you're training consistently, depending on your schedule, at least 3 times a week, and focus on your compound lifts, you know, squat, bench, deadlift, overhead shoulder press, barbell rows, all that good stuff. And then just make sure you're implementing progressive overload into your training, so you're always trying to increase the weight or increase the amount of reps that you're doing with a weight. And yeah, just stay consistent. You know, consistency and hard work, that is the main thing. Just with regards to getting a better physique, it takes a long time to build it, guys. Like, it takes years. Like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I've been training for 4 years on and off now with surgeries and stuff, but trust me, trust the process, stay consistent. 2021, guys, we're all gonna get massive. Come on. And yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys found it useful. This is one of the questions that I get asked the most by far, and it was something that I wish I'd have known when I first started training. I could have made progress so much quicker. And yeah, I just really wanted to do this video to kind of help you guys out and hopefully get you on the right track for 2021 if you're trying to get massive. And yeah, really appreciate if you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, guys.